Hey guys, Tony Dale calling here to Daco Dreams Wellness. I'm going to talk to you today about Essential Oils 101. The oils that I use are called doTERRA, and so when I talk about this class and I mention different things about essential oils, I'm talking about with the use of doTERRA and not other product names. There's lots of other good essential oils out there, but I'm only familiar with the doTERRA brand oils. So whatever I talk about today is with the use of those specific oils. Um, with this class, I'm not making any medical claims, so just know that I'm just giving you ways to support your physical and mental health on a cellular level, just giving support to that. Lots of great research out there to support essential oils and their benefits, and so today's just a basic class on what that is about and the ways that you can use these oils. So first of all, I'm using just a little handout that we have through doTERRA, and it's just a basic guideline for the 101 class, so it helps me to stay focused and on topic for what I need to talk about. So anyone that is teaching a class like this, you don't have to worry about just remembering everything on your own. You've got this guide to go by, so it makes it a lot easier. And I like that they've done all that. This is the experts from the company that have worked together and collaborated together and put the most important information for the basic class in this little handout, so it makes it simple and easy. So first off, just talking about, we have choices. The medical industry today is about a $6.5 trillion industry. So there's a lot of money flowing around in the pharmaceutical companies and medical industries today. So lots of great research, lots of money is put into the research to help our bodies and support them on a physical and mental level. So, as far as modern Western medicine is concerned, a lot of the medicines and things that we have out there in the Western medicine world is just treating symptoms and not really getting to the root of the problem. So it's a lot of times just making us feel better and relieves the symptoms that we're having. But if you don't fix the root cause of what's causing those symptoms, then you're going to continue to have those after the medication often wears off, or the types of remedies that they give you to do that. They're made from isolated synthetic agents. So basically, in Western medicine, a lot of times what they do is a lot of our medicine are found from plants. A plant's immune system is similar to ours. And so what helps the plant to defend bad things helps us as well. And God kind of made it that way, so that way we would have ways to heal ourselves naturally and support. So when you look at Western medicine and pharmaceutical medicines, what they've done usually is mimicked that constituent or that synthetic agent from the plant and made a chemical man-made that mimics it. It's made that way they can make it a lot cheaper. It's easier to produce that way. When you're talking about essential oils and harvesting them to get the medical or supportive grade quality out of them, you're often in a big process that takes a lot of people and a lot of money. So they can make a man-made chemical that mimics that agent in that plant cheaper and faster. So a lot of times with those chemical man-made components are side effects and addictions. So a lot of times with our Western medicines, you can become addicted. You can have several different side effects or problems with the medicines. And there's $6.5 trillion a year spent on global health care, like I was telling you. And are we any healthier today in the Western side of medicine? The main components of that Western medicine is it's man-produced. It addresses just the symptoms, and then the need still remains to heal that core of what's going on. So we treat symptoms a lot of times in our Western medicine and don't really get down to the root cause. That's one of the last things that we focus on. So are we getting any healthier that way? And then you have your natural approach using the essential oils, which addresses the body's needs and the root causes. So basically, the oils are supporting the symptoms and treating the root cause. Basically, an essential oil, it works with the immune system. We all know that our immune system is set up to heal us. It has what it needs to heal most things that happen to our bodies physically and mentally. And when that support system is ideal and working properly, then it can heal us itself with the immune system alone. The essential oils, basically, they're not healing or curing anything. They're just supporting the immune system so it can work optimal to do the healing for your body. So it addresses the symptoms and the causes, the root cause. It's extracted directly from a plant, so if it's pure, and that's where people have to watch, because a lot of essential oils out there are not completely pure, and there's all kinds of different brands and different levels of prices of the same oil, and so you really have to know your research and know what is pure and what is not, and how to identify that. Because I picked up a bottle of lavender, it costs $5, and ours is like almost 30, and it said 100% pure grade on it, but then at the bottom of it, it said do not ingest, and I thought, well, you should be able to ingest lavender. So when I turned it over and read the ingredients, it was 85% rubbing alcohol. And that's often because, the FDA does not regulate the oils, but they do make some stipulations that like 10% of the oil has to be pure in the bottle, and you're allowed to call it 100% pure because that 10% is pure. So the other 90% can be whatever they want to put in it, and that can oftentimes cause side effects and addictions. And people think it's the oil when really it's the chemicals, the other constituents that are in it that are not naturally made but man-made. So with the oils, there's no side effects or addictions other than maybe some skin irritations if you're using a hot oil, and we'll talk about dilution a little bit later. But they are extracted from the plants, so directly from a plant, enhances wellness, and it's safe without any side effects. So we on this side of the spectrum, this is more Eastern medicine coming into play, and a lot of the Eastern and Western medicine is becoming more common ground with a balance of each other here in the United States, which I'm so happy for. So they give you choices of things you want to try and use for your body. But the good thing about this side of it is it's nature. The nature's producing it, so it's coming naturally from the earth. It addresses root causes as well as symptoms, and it meets the root needs of the problem when you're using the right type of oil. And the good thing with the essential oils, they have many constituent components in the oil, whereas a man-made drug may have just one constituent. So therefore, if you're taking a medication for anxiety and it's the Western pharmaceutical grade, you may have to switch your medication several times or up or lower the dose because there's only one component there. So it's easy for that anxiety to find a way around it and produce your anxiety again. So with the essential oils, where there's hundreds of components in that one oil, it's harder for that anxiety to figure out all those different constituents. So a lot of times you don't ever have to switch it or change it or up it or lower it. It just works with one drop. So and that can happen for always instead of just for a limited amount of time. So lots of great things there. Wild orange is one of the oils that I like. It's all the oils, their main purpose is aromatic purpose, and we'll talk about the 3 ways you use them here later. But I can just open the wild orange, and all of our citrus oils come from the peel of the fruit. So the peels of the fruit are alkalinic, whereas the inside of the fruit is acidic. So therefore, alkaline, you want your body to be in a more alkaline state than an acidic state, because one thing, it's harder for certain types of diseases and bacteria to survive in an alkaline state. So you want to keep your body higher in that alkaline state more than the acidic state, and it also keeps you from having things like indigestion, heartburn, things like that. Where the inside of the fruit may cause heartburn, the actual peel or rind of the fruit will do the opposite effect and reverse it. So these are really good. It's good to put a drop of this in your water. It cleans out all the organs, detoxifies all your organs, cleans them out, gets them jump started in the mornings. And it just is, this is an uplifting. All of your citrus oils are uplifting in mood. So just breathing them through your nose, it immediately goes into the olfactory system in your brain and creates the sense of pleasure and happiness in your mood. So works really quickly. And you don't even have to use any of the oil other than just opening the bottle and smelling it that way if you want to do it that way. Essential oils are effective. For example, peppermint. These are very potent. The oils are a lot more potent than herbs even. 1 drop of doTERRA's peppermint essential oil is equivalent to 28 cups of peppermint tea or 3 pounds of peppermint, so peppermint leaves. So you can see just how much more potent the oil is than the herb. And the good thing about essential oils, pharmaceutical medications cannot penetrate the cell membrane barrier that's in the brain. Only certain things can go through that and penetrate through that. And most of your viruses, the viral infections, are on the inside of that membrane. And a lot of most all pharmaceutical drugs cannot penetrate through that membrane barrier. So they can work with a lot of bacterial things, but viral things is a lot more difficult, and a lot of times you're not effective with antibiotics and things like that for the viral because it can't penetrate into the place it needs to go to destroy that virus. Essential oils, and that's because pharmaceutical products are mostly water-based, and your membrane is oil-based, and essential oils are oil-based, so therefore they can penetrate through the membrane and go inside and take care of things that are viral as well. So they contain natural compounds that are extracted and distilled from plants for various benefits, comprised of hundreds of different compounds utilizing complex and versatile abilities to combat threats without building up resistance. And again, I talk about building up that resistance. It's harder for the bacteria and the bad things to build up a resistance against that oil because there's so many different components it has to work its way through to overcome. Whereas in the Western medicine, there's just usually one. And a lot of that is that they want you to buy this medicine for that and that medicine for that. And so if they pull all the components and make a pill for each separate one, it gets to be a kind of expensive. So that's one reason that is done that way. It works with the body to address issues and root causes on a cellular level. And again, that's talking about going through inside the cell. It can clean things just as well as on the outside of the cell. And then they're affordable. You know, you may look at some of the prices of the doTERRA oils or a kit and think that's kind of expensive, but when you realize you're only using 1 drop of the essential oil, and the normal size bottles have about 220 drops in them, so these can last a very long time, but if you're using them as directed. And so really it's just pennies per drop. And just think about one visit to a doctor's office. If you have to get medicine, even though you may have insurance, you still have co-pays and deductibles and things like that to meet. Whereas if you had these at home and could try them first and it helps, then you wouldn't be out any cost other than what you paid for the oil in the initial beginning. So, and then you're supporting your body in a natural way without side effects and addictions. doTERRA is safe. It's 100% pure. We are called CPTG, which is certified therapeutic grade oil, essential oil, and we carry that label because we do third-party testing, which doTERRA has like 8 tests that they go through to ensure quality with their scientists and their doctors on their staff, but also we contract with third-party scientists to test the oils a step further just to ensure quality. And because we go through that rigorous process, they allow us to call our oils CPTG, certified pure therapeutic grade oils. So if you look at there's a circle here, pie chart. The biggest part of the pie chart is gray, and that's your synthetics. That's going to be like your perfumes and colognes. A lot of times Bath and Body Work things got lots of chemicals in them. And then you have the green, which is your food grade oils. These are a lot of times the ones that you cook with. They also can be other essential oils that may not be as high quality, but are still good pure oils. And then you've got your little yellow part there, which is the CPTG essential oils. So you can see the greater the benefits, the less amount of ones you have to choose from. So you ought to really be careful with the grade of oil that you're using. Now, at the bottom of our handout, it's how to use these oils, and there's 3 ways, and I'm going to talk about all 3 ways. There's aromatic, topical, and internal. So we're going to talk about the 3 different ways, and the first one's aromatic, and like I talked to you, the number 1 use for the essential oils is aromatic, so all of them you can use aromatically. And when you breathe those through the brain, peppermint's a good one because it's It's one that revitalizes. We have those in oil, and we also have them in these little beadlets, and they look like little BBs. They're clear, um, and it's just a drop of essential oil in them, with some carrier oil like fractionated coconut oil, just to kind of dilute it, because peppermint is a little hot, so you want to be careful when you ingest things like that. Make sure it's diluted with certain things. That's why you have to know how to administer these different types of oils. But with that one drop, we can service every cell in the body. There's over 70 trillion cells in your human body, and one drop of essential oil can service all of those cells. So that's just how powerful it is. So when you're thinking about that, that's what some of the things that are great about the essential oils. A lot of people want to use 5 and 10 drops when they're having an issue, but after 1 or 2 drops, you're more or less kind of wasting it. So just keep in mind, less is more with essential oils. What you want to do with essential oils, if you're having an acute illness, something that's happening real fast, real hard, and comes at you like a virus or a flu that hits you really hard, you want to use the oils more frequently. It's more about frequency than the amount that you use at one time. So rather than using 5 drops, I would use 1 drop, and then maybe 30 minutes later use another drop, 30 minutes later use another drop, instead of using all 5 at once, because you want to give your body time to process what you've put on it, and it's got to work through your organs and filter through all that, and you want to give it time to do that before you do another application. And any more than that, and you're wasting. So we are one of the most tested, most trusted oil companies. Plants harvested in their natural habitat. It's one thing I love about doTERRA. It is, I kind of jumped back to up just a little bit there, just in case you didn't see where I went back up because I missed a little part there. But plants are harvested in their natural habitat. So with doTERRA, they get all of their plants indigenously where they're originally grown. So when you look at these oils, they come from all over the world. I think there's 47 plus countries that we distill our oils from and harvest them. And so by keeping it in its original place, whether it's the rainfall, the climate, the soil, the type of air that you have there, I think there's lots of great quality oils that can be produced here in the United States, and that's great. But to be the most medicinal quality and intended, they grew. God put them in a certain place for a reason, and so I think that those are going to be the most medicinal quality oils if you get them where they originated. Like our frankincense comes from Oman. It only originally grows in like 3 places in the world, and then our lavender comes from France. Our peppermint comes from Washington State. So you can see, they have really thought out the process and had lots of scientists and researchers deciding and looking and researching to see where the best medicinal quality oils and where they're originally produced, the plants for those oils. So lots of thought goes into that. Our oils are free of fillers and harmful contaminants, so they don't use pesticides and things on the plants and the bushes and the trees to keep the bugs off of them. They're just in their original habitat like they always should be, without any kind of alteration or things to make them grow bigger and larger and greener. So everything's natural. And then, like I said, they do the third-party testing just to ensure quality a step further. So the 3 uses, back to that: aromatic, topical, and internal. First one's aromatic. You breathe and diffuse it. We have what's called diffusers. They're kind of like a humidifier. They put out a mist into the air, so you fill them so full of water, and you always want to use regular tap water, not bottled water, but just use what comes out of the tap. And you want it to be cool or cold. You can use hot water, but the heat from the hot water will dilute the oils. So you want to be careful with hot water because it can dilute them and they won't be as powerful. But you usually use a cool mist or cold mist and fill it up so much with water, and then you use a couple drops of oil in the diffuser. You turn it on. It's set different timers depending on what size of a diffuser you get, and it will diffuse into the room of an area of space depending on the size of the diffuser. It will do a different size of room and for the length of time that you set. And those are really good because you're breathing that. Aromatic is the number one purpose for essential oils: getting it into the olfactory system, into the brain, working everything and making everything smell so much better. And then just uplifting the mood, and it can give you all the physical and mental support benefits that you need just by opening the bottle up and breathing it, putting it in a diffuser, maybe putting a drop on your hands, rubbing them together, and just breathing them through the nose and the mouth. A lot of times I like to take and put the oil on my hand and make a fist and inhale it like that, or like that through the mouth and the nose, like an inhaler for breathing and respiratory benefits, things like that. So peppermint's a good one because it's cooling, has a cooling sensation. It promotes feelings of clear breathing, relieves occasional upset stomach. You can rub it on the stomach, you can rub it under the nose. Just be careful, peppermint is a hotter oil, so I know that because I've worked with them so long. But so you may want to use, if you're applying topically, I always tell people to use a carrier oil. You can use olive oil or fractionated coconut oil or jojoba oil. I like to use fractionated coconut oil just simply because it is in liquid form. It's clear, so it has no color, and it has no odor. So like the coconut oil that you cook with, it's kind of white and it's kind of greasy and it has a coconut smell, which is fine if you like all that. But if you don't, the fractionated coconut oil is the best because it's liquid form, it's non-greasy, and it doesn't have a smell or a color. I've had a lot of my lady friends replace their baby oil that they were putting on their body with fractionated coconut oil because it absorbs in the skin very quickly. And that's because if you get a pure coconut oil fractionated, the body recognizes it as food, and the pores in our skin, they're the largest in the body, and they absorb everything right into the skin. So basically whatever you put on your skin, it's the same as eating it. So if you're putting chemicals on your skin, you're eating chemicals. So keep that in mind when you're applying like all these products to make you smell good and things like that. We all use them, but use them in moderation. Probably better to put them on your clothes than on your skin because when you put them on your skin, it's just the same as if you squirted it down your throat. So just keep that in mind because it's going straight into the bloodstream. So lots of good things there to remember. The peppermint's also good when you're in a car and you're falling asleep. You can take a drop, put it on your fingers, rub it over your eyes, or use one of the peppermint beadlets that I showed you, put that in your mouth, and it will help revive and awaken you, so that way you'll be more alert. So the next use is topical. We have a really good blend called Deep Blue. We have it in a rub, we have it in an oil, and we have it in little sample packs. So I have a lot of people that use this, especially athletes and things. It's really great for muscle and joint support, good health, for those physical ailments that you may have, and for a specific area in the body to apply it on. I like the rub just because it's kind of like a biofreeze rub. But it's called Deep Blue, and it is made with all natural products, natural components, and works great. It does have a tingling and heating sensation, and it works great with achy muscles and joints, things like that, to support them. But you can use the oils topically, and again, like I said, use a carrier oil if it's a hot oil especially. And there's two purposes for that. One is if you have sensitive skin, so it doesn't burn your skin or cause it to be red. The second thing is you may have a large area on the body, like I might want my whole arm is aching. So instead of wasting more of my essential oil, I could just use my 1 or 2 drops and then take the carrier oil and rub it all over so it's going all over. There is also a third reason that we do carrier oils, is because you apply the essential oil first, put the carrier oil on top of that, because essential oils are aromatic. So if they don't absorb into the skin fast enough, they will come off of the skin, and you'll lose some of the benefits. So if you put a carrier oil over your essential oil, it will push it down into the skin instead of coming off the skin, so you get more of the benefits from it. So apply pre-post workout with the Deep Blue, helps great. Use for calm and comforting massage. Apply to muscles after a long day, and use on lower back after heavy lifting. So lots of great uses for the topical. You can also apply essential oils on the bottom of the feet. That's one of the most beneficial places to put them, because those are the largest pores on your body. That is also the toughest skin on your body, so you won't have as many reactions to skin sensitivities there. But when you put it on the bottom of your feet, within 30 seconds it's in your bloodstream, and within 30 minutes it's in every cell in your body. So it absorbs really quickly from the feet into the bloodstream and the body and the cells. I had a child one time, I had put a little bit of peppermint on the bottom of his feet at a class, and he was running around, and just a couple minutes later he stopped and he was like, I taste peppermint in my mouth. And that's because it had went through his bloodstream and through his body into where he could taste it. So it works very quickly, and it's very beneficial there. Another thing is, kids doesn't like, or adults don't like the smell of an oil, but you need to use it. You can put it on the bottom of the feet, put your pair of cotton socks on, and you won't smell it. So that's a good effective way to put it to where you don't have the smell if you don't want to smell the oil. The last way is internal. Put a drop of water under the tongue, or in a veggie capsule, or swallow it in a glass. Put a drop in a glass of water. A couple things with doTERRA: anything that's in a capsule, it's always in powder or liquid form, so it's not compressed like a rock, because a lot of times if your body doesn't recognize something, it will not break it down and utilize it. So if you use it in loose powder or liquid form, and it is a pure product and not a chemical, the body will recognize it easily as food and absorb it where it needs to. The other thing is, with the capsules, doTERRA always uses, everything with their capsules is vegetable skins. So it's made of vegetables, and so it's very recognizable to the body, and it will break it down. A lot of times you take medicines in capsules, and they've got a chemical coating on them so you can swallow them easily. Well, in that case, the body's not going to probably recognize it. It's not going to break it down, and it's going to go out the same way it came in. The other thing is, some of those capsules are made of plastics and things, so it's chemicals. The body's not going to recognize it, and so a lot of times you're not going to get any benefits from it. So just keep that in mind as well. If you're using something, your oils, and you're making your own capsules, make sure it's a vegetable skin capsule or something the body will recognize as food and break it down. But a drop in the water, when you're putting it in water, don't, especially citrus oils, don't put them in plastics or styrofoam, because it will eat through them, because the citrus oils eat petrochemicals, which is all the bad chemicals that are in the plastics and the styrofoams and things like that. So if you are using the citrus oils and you put a drop in your water, make sure that you put it in glass or stainless steel, something like that, so it won't break down those chemicals from the cups into your water. Citrus oils are really good for destroying all those bad chemicals, because after we eat and drink out of plastics and styrofoams all day, and we're getting all those bad chemicals from heating them and cooling them, you're putting chemicals into those foods and those drinks, and then they're going into your body. So the citrus oils go in there and they clean all that out. So citrus oils are really good to jumpstart your body in the morning, clean all the organs out, get all that detoxes, and get all those bad chemicals out of your body, and good to use. But also, oil and water don't mix, so you want to be sure that I've had people tell me that if you use it in your water, you're better off to do a little bit of salt in the water, and that the salt will mix the oil and the water together. You don't want to put too much, because then it'll taste like salt water, but just enough to mix it. But a lot of times, if you're just not really worried about that, you can just drop it in and get the oil off the top of the water. Or you can put it under your tongue, drop sublingually, or in a gel cap. So those are the 3 ways that you can use those oils. 2 things you want to be cautious with essential oils that I want to mention is, you want to make sure that you never get them in your eyes, because they will burn. If you do get them in your eyes, don't panic. After a few minutes they'll quit burning, but if it's really bad, just don't ever dilute with water, because like I said, oil and water don't mix. It'll just drive it deeper into the eye and make it burn worse. So you would actually close your eyelid and use a fractionated coconut oil or an olive oil, some kind of carrier oil, and rub it over that to dilute it and make it less burning. But a lot of times I'll just wait a few minutes and it quits burning, because sometimes you'll forget and have, like I'll have peppermint on my hand and I'll forget and rub my eye, and so it burns for a few minutes and then it goes away. But those are some ways you can do it. Just don't use water, because that will make it worse. And then don't ever drop them down directly into the eardrum in the ear, because just that shouldn't be moist. So if you have an earache, Melaleuca tea tree oil is really good for an earache. I always rub it around the outer part of the ear, around the neck there, and around the outer ear, or put a drop on a cotton ball and stick the cotton ball in your ear. But don't ever drop oils in your eyes or your ears. Those are 2 places. So on the next page here, it's kind of like a medicine cabinet. It's what it's describing, and it's just ways to replace things at home in your daily use with safe, natural products. A lot of times people think, well, I don't have the extra money to buy essential oils. Well, you're not. If you look at it as you're replacing things and not adding extra things, then you're really not spending more money and sometimes less money. Plus, you're benefiting your health without any side effects or addictions to them. So, there's lots of products. I've got a few here I wanted to show you. This is a hand lotion that doTERRA came out with. It's citrus bloom, so it has an orangey, citrusy smell, and it's a moisturizer, but it's safe, natural products. We have our On Guard line of products, which is this is a hand sanitizer. Everything's already mixed and safe there for you. We have a blend called Breathe, and it helps with breathing, respiratory. And if you guys have ever used like the Vicks Vapor Rub Stick, this is a good way to also support your respiratory system. And you just take the stick and rub it on the chest just like you would, and then you get the benefits of breathing that in and helping the respiratory system. We have a product called Correct X, and it's got melaleuca and frankincense, lavender, lots of things for skin irritations and soothing the skin and supporting scars and cuts and scrapes and bleeding and things like that. It has helichrysum in it. Helichrysum is one of our oils that it works as a clotting agent, so it will clot the blood and help to stop bleeding and support that. So this is a great little product if you get hurt. Kids get scrapes and scratches all the time, and that's great. Bug bites, bee stings, things like that. So you can see as you're replacing what you'd be replacing for, you can kind of think the Deep Blue Rub for your muscles and joints, the fractionated coconut oil for your skin for a good moisturizer and to dilute the oils with, and then just lots of different things. I also have one called Adaptive here. This is our Adaptive line, and it works for calming the mind for somebody that's very anxious or have a lot of thoughts racing all the time. It helps to slow that down and make your thinking clearer. So we want to be prepared, we want to be refreshed, and we want to be healthy when we're looking at essential oils. And so there's many things you can use to replace these essential oil products with your everyday products. There's stuff for your hair, there's stuff for your face, there's stuff for your clothes, there's things for your house, there's things that you can apply on you and around you. So lots of great things, and if you get with me, we can talk more about that. We want to look at our health priorities. If you were thinking of 3 things that you want support in, if you're at home, write down 3 things that you would like support in to do better with your physical and mental, maybe emotional or spiritual or energetic wellness. So think of 3 things that you'd like to work on to feel better. And you can put those down in the comments. Let me know some things if you want any help, or reach out to me and I can help you support those. We have a couple books while we're on this part I want to talk to you about. There's 2 different books that our company and a lot of other oil companies use because they're really great essential oil resources. This is called The Essential Life, and there's different levels of books. They come out every year with a new edition, so that's why some of them look different. But The Essential Life is one of the books that I use a lot because it goes through all the oils and tells you different illnesses. Like I can say I want to look up something to deal with wasp stings, bee stings, and so it tells me what oils will be best for bee stings by just looking it up in the book. I don't have to guess. I don't have to be the doctor. Doctors and scientists have written these books, and people that have done lots of essential research, and so they already have the answers for us, and we don't have to guess. So the other book is called Modern Essential, and it works the same way. They go through each oil, each of our individual oils, each of our blends. It describes each one in detail. It's got a place in here for recipes, different kinds of recipes for food and things to make for your body, different things to make, just all kinds of things. But in the back of this one, where the other one's in the front, it's got all the different things that can go wrong and what you can use to support that with. Just for instance, one here on energy, my energy level, wanting to boost my energy. And so it tells me to use peppermint or elevation or balance essential oils. And everybody's different, just like with pharmaceutical grade products. What works for me may not work for you, but the good thing about it is, lavender has 300 different benefits plus. And so it may work to calm me down, but it may not work to calm you down. But we have probably 15 or 20 other oils that also can calm you. So everybody's different. So you just have to kind of look and see and try different things to see what works for you. So these are two good research books to use when you're working with oils and new into them. I can give you more information on those. There's also an app that you can put on your phone for each one of these. I think they're about $7 a piece, and you have lifetime access, and then you'll get free updates every time it's updated and things like that. So it's well worth it because you'll have it right at your fingertips on your phone. And if somebody asks you, hey, what's a good oil for rosacea, then you can look up rosacea on your app and tell them what oils are good for that. So it's really good to have in a pinch and when you're out somewhere and need it for you or your family or friends. So when we're talking about ways to get healthier, those books are going to give you a lot of support, but I'm also here for support. I've been a certified aromatherapist for about 8 years now and worked a lot with different types of essential oils, brands, and different things. And so I don't know everything, but I have a lot of information and I can help support you with what you need for the things that you want to feel better about. So, simple solutions, and it just gives some examples. Breathe is one of our blends. Like I said, it's for respiratory support. Digest Zen, we have a blend called Digest Zen. It's for digestion support. Oregano, it's a real good cleaning agent. It's good for the digestive system, also good for pain, support that. Tea tree or melaleuca oil, it's really good for any kind of skin irritations or scrapes or scratches, things like that. Lavender is a good skin soother as well. It's good for bee stings, bug bites, rosacea, eczema, supports a lot of those skin sensitivities to help those feel better. Serenity blend that we have is helps to support sleeping. Then of course fractionated coconut oil is the carrier of choice that we like because of the no smell, the clear liquid, and it absorbs quickly into the skin. Our adaptive blend, which is for the mood, helps calm and relax that, make you feel better and support those types of things. Frankincense, it's one of our go-to oil. It's the king of the oils. Rose is the queen, and it's just because those two oils have thousands of different benefits. Frankincense only grows in a couple places in the world, or indigenously, and the frankincense trees are usually on the edge of cliffs, and they're very hard to harvest, and a lot of times where those trees are, there's also a little den of rattlesnakes. So lots of people die each year trying to harvest that oil, and so not only does it have thousands of benefits, but it also is very difficult to harvest. And so that's why it is a precious oil, and it is one of the more expensive oils if it's pure. Rose is the same way. It's a specific type of rose that only grows in a certain couple of areas, and so has thousands of benefits as well as being hard to harvest. Lemon is our next one. It's just a natural cleanser. You can clean your whole house with lemon oil. You can mix it with olive oil and use it as furniture polish. You can mix it with alcohol or like over here, vinegar, white vinegar, and that will help you to clean your windows and glass. So, and then you can mix it with melaleuca and clean countertops and things like that. Terrazyme is our enzyme blend, and I'll talk more about that in another class. But as we age, our body, everyone's body has enzymes, and they're like little worker bees in the body, and they help to keep different parts of the body healthy. And as you age, those deplete, and those don't replenish like your cells and things do. So you want to make sure that as you get into your 40s and above, that you start using an enzyme in your body. And I'll talk more about that. That's a whole class by itself. The Deep Blue Stick, which we talked about for your support in your muscles and joints, it's good to use before and after working out and to soothe any aching places after a long work day. So, Our number one product is our doTERRA Lifelong Vitality, and it's 3 bottles. I did not bring them up with me, but it's a three bottle pack. It is our number one product that we have, and the reason that is like a lot of people are like, "Why are vitamins your number one thing when you sell it when you do essential oils?" Well, in those vitamins, there's 9 essential oils, and they're the big hitters like frankincense and clove. So a lot of our oils that contribute to support your body mentally and physically in a lot of different ways are in these oils. It also has your fish oils, your vitamins A to Z. It has things for brain health and heart health and just to support your mood, aching joints and bones, muscles, things like that. So in that pack is just like a powerful burst of energy for lots of vitality and great health with your physical and mental states. So it helps you with energy, focus, relieves pain, and it helps you with your well-being. There's 3 bottles. There's the Microplex DMZ, and it's bioavailable multivitamin and minerals, so that has all your vitamins and minerals. There's the Alpha CRS, which is your antioxidant, your cellular energy, and your longevity, so it gives you a lot of those natural components for clarity and focus. And then your ZEO Mega, which is your omega 3s and 6s, fatty acids, and your 9 essential oils. It's good for antioxidant, DNA protection, eye, brain, nervous system function, healthy inflammatory responses, more energy and less discomfort in your body, comprehensive nutrition, cardiovascular health, immune function, digestive health, and brain health. So lots of good different things there. You do take multiple of the vitamins a day, and that's just because they're food grade, so you have to take more of them. Because some people's like, gosh, I have to take that many vitamins a day, isn't that too much? And no, it's not, because just think of it as eating a meal. It just takes more because it's like a meal supplement instead of a pharmaceutical supplement, which you would be stronger and you wouldn't have to take as many. But with the natural, it's not as stronger, so to get the amount that you need, you have to take more of them. But they are awesome product as well. And so that kind of ties up the class portion. I did want to mention, like I said, if you want to know more about doTERRA essential oils and the benefits of essential oils, even if you're not using doTERRA and you're using another company that you're familiar with and you know a lot about and you feel safe with, I can still be a support to you with things to help you with different things. So reach out to me for any research. You can go to my website at www.tadacodreams.com. On that website, you'll find information such as email and phone number to contact me with any support that you may need to get started. If you are interested in essential oils and you want to learn more about them, come to a live class. I'm doing them on Monday nights from 6 to 7. I usually post on Facebook on Sunday evening what the class topic will be, because every week I'm going to try to do a different topic. We'll still cover the basics the first few minutes of the class, and then we'll go into the specific topic that I've chosen for that week. I do want to try to keep them at about an hour, so just make sure when you come, try to be on time, and we'll try to quit on time, so that, because I know everyone's time is precious, and I want to make sure that we are getting you in and out as quickly as possible. I'll try to do some live sessions as I do these classes. This one was pre-recorded just because of timing today and things that have went on beforehand. But in the future, when I do my classes, I'll try to do them live as I'm doing them, so that way you can have the benefits from home if you're unable to attend class. But always in person is better, because I can be more personable with you and share more things with you, answer a lot more of your questions. But if you have any questions, you can post them under the link of this video or contact me in one of those ways on my website, and I will give you any information that you need. Thank you guys, and have a great evening.